Mr. Cummings did was within the guidelines.
Tonight, the public can see that Dominic Cummings broke the rules. So why is the government tying itself in knots to defend him? Good evening. Dominic Cummings broke the rules. The country can see that, and it shocked the government cannot. The longer ministers and Prime Minister tell us he worked within them, the more angry the response to this scandal is likely to be. He was the man, remember, who always got the public mood, who tagged the lazy label of elite on those who disagreed. He should understand that public mood now, one of fury, contempt and anguish. He made those who struggle to keep to the rules feel like fools and has allowed many more to assume they can now flout them. The Prime Minister knows all this, but despite the resignation of one minister, growing unease from his backbenchers, a dramatic early warning from the polls and a deep national disquiet, Boris Johnson has chosen to ignore it. Tonight we consider what this blind loyalty tells us about the workings of Number 10. We do not expect to be joined by a government minister, but that won't stop us asking the questions. So the questions remaining are many. It is still unclear why Dominic Cummings tested his eyesight by going for a 60-mile drive with a small child. Still unclear why he changed his own blogs to backdate inclusions to suggest he predicted the pandemic. Still unclear why his wife's article about lockdown contained so many apparent inaccuracies. Still unclear why the government would stake its moral authority on the insistence that what happened was fine. Well, we asked the government to come on this evening. They told us, do join in at home if you know the words. No one was available.
Untrue, and very few of them appear to have been retracted.
OK, I'm just going to stop you there, Andrew, if you don't mind, just because we've had a whole piece that lays out incontrovertibly how the rules were broken. I think you heard it, that he was told to stay local and use open space near your home, as we all were. The only reasons for going out were exercise, shopping or emergencies. None of those applied to the Barnard Castle excursion. It was very difficult to argue this was exceptional and that if his wife was infected, they shouldn't have made the journey. And if she wasn't, then they didn't need to. So on every level, what he explained yesterday clearly doesn't fit with the rules your own government set. So I'm just not understanding why you choose to blame the media for a senior political advisor breaking his own rules and watching your Prime Minister stand by that.
At the end of the day, I think a proportion of my party are getting the media backlash and also getting it back from their constituents, which the media have put rocket fuel under this debate.
So your constituents can't think for themselves? Is that what you're saying, that your constituents are swayed by a media putting rocket fuel on something, not that they're shocked and might respond in the way that they feel?
What else have the media talked about for the last 4 days? And
it's quite patronising, isn't it, to your constituents to assume that they can't make up their own minds on stuff that they're hearing?